Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth. Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment. The Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Oh, thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching the Afridamus report here. Give me a second. Let me make some arrangements here. Yeah, earlier I came on, but I had a little bit of technical difficulties. But now that that's been taken care of, we're going to get into today's topic. So as you can see, it's called the Confessions of a Pan Africanist. Let's see. People, give me a sec. Let me put this title up before we get busy here. But make sure you hit the like when you come in. So today what we're going to talk about is a continuation of what we started on the Blaxit saga. So someone sent me a video, and this video is 2 weeks old. And for some reason, like, I started watching it a little bit, but I didn't fully get into it to find out what was really said. It is a video that is on the Blaxit channel. And it's a video of a Gambian guy called, his last name is Jeng. You know, we'll get into the video and allow all of you to listen to what this guy was saying. And when you listen to what he's saying here, you would understand that he is being told what to tell the people. And the topics that he was addressing sound like things that, you know, Juliet of Blaxit put him up to. But give me a second here, people. Just 1 second. Today everything is just running wild here. Let's see. All right. That's for people that are going to be coming in who don't know who they are watching. So I'm Afridamus of the Afridamus Report. So let's get into it without waiting, because I just kind of want more people to come in. If you guys remember, right, I think it's almost 3 weeks ago, I made a video, addressing the Kunta Kinte Day that the Blaxit, made a live about with the Gambian guy. You guys remember this? If you don't remember, go back and watch this video. And, some people came into the comment section. They, started writing ridiculous things, talking about, oh, you're a hater. May the ancestors pray for you. You're just a Debbie Downer. Didn't I say all these things in my video? But now, it would seem like the Blaxit didn't hear, know anything about this video, right? Wrong. And you would hear that in this video, because every little things that she wanted addressed, she brought in her Gambian minion, the Gambian Pan Africanist. And I've told you guys here time and time again, there is the Africans that they allow in this Pan Africanist quote unquote circle. And the Africans are the naive one. Even they themselves, they don't understand what's going on. They are just a leaf, on the side of the road. Whichever direction the wind blows in, that's where they are headed into. So when I play this video, you're going to hear this guy completely, blow this whole case out of the water. I understand that this was used as damage control, but it backfired, because there's going to be a following video that I will play that would totally, blow the whole case open. Because you see a lot of people, they are into their feelings, emotions. They're like, oh, such and such is a good person, such and such is this. Look, let me tell you something. No man is good, no woman is good. You could say the person was good like right now, sure. But the next minute, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know, what this person is planning unless they actually lay it out. And you cannot just ignore what you're seeing. You cannot just ignore what you're seeing. So this Pan-Africanism thing is a fantasy that is affecting many people's pocket. And Africans themselves, especially Gambians, are part of it. You guys heard couple shows ago, there was a Pan Africanist, nice guy, Kenyan guy, who came. He was trying to defend Pan Africanism, but he was speaking on things that he has no clue about. Let me tell you something. There is nobody outside of Africa that can tell African people how to be a Pan-Africanist. We're already Pan-Africanists there. Who do you think you can lean on? Everybody's black. Everybody looks like you. But the type of struggle they are talking about is the struggle of yesterday, not today. And we're all united in that. But when you're telling somebody that, okay, we should unite, but that unity shouldn't be based on you, taking advantage of other people. So people can say you shouldn't talk about it or talk about it. Hey, it's a choice. This is out here in the public. This is out here for all of us to talk about. But if you want to pretend like, oh, this woman, she's holier than thou, she can never go wrong, that's on you. But for some of us here who have common sense, we address things as they come. Let me play a short video here. A short video that somebody made on, how the rules for getting land in the Gambia. Okay? Somebody made a video of this, and they would tell you all the rules, all the paperwork involved. So I want you to pay attention to this closely. And even if it's necessary for you to take notes, go ahead, take notes. Because the things you would hear from this legit video versus what other people, quote unquote, that are into the land business, but they pretend like they are not in it. When they are questioned, they start backpedaling. This video would help eliminate all that confusion for you. And then after that, I would bring the video, which I know 100% is for damage control, but this video would help you understand that one. So let's go.
Don't complete the land processing procedure, and unless they've got that tax clearance certificate, unless they've got all of their documents, they really ought not to even be starting to sell any land. It could take a week, it could take a month, it may never happen at all.
I mean, so many Blaxit subscribers have got land here. But I'm here with none other than Syed Abu Bakr, the happy companion. So, for everybody.
So, as you guys can see, that is the queen, the priestess of Pan Africanism in the Gambia. Juliet, aka the queen of Blaxit. So you can see that's her in this video, getting all animated, excited, bringing that positive high energy. Let's see, if what we're going to hear in this video is what she is telling people, or when she came on the Negropeans platform to defend herself, if she mentioned anything you're hearing here.
Whose land documents I'm processing, for whose purchasing, development permits or land purchase, I, hand on my heart say I'm really sorry for the delay. Arrangements today to organize his physical planning.
So you guys can clearly hear that, she's involved in the land business. This video was before all this, shenanigans. So just listen and see.
As well, and going through the process. So hopefully we'll be following Saeed while he's doing his process. So this is going to be fun.
Now, we were given a stern warning because we were trying to get an idea of what the tax was going to cost for the land that we bought at Jambanjelly. And apparently there's a tax office at Brusaby that would be responsible for their tax. But as a general rule, the sister was advising that we ought not to buy from estate agents. Now, that's probably really peculiar advice from those of us who are coming in from America or Canada, because you would expect that if there's a safe outfit to buy from, it would be the estate agents. But apparently the estate agents over here are known to sell land to foreigners, land that they don't own. When they say they don't own it, it means they haven't got the clearance for the land. So what we need to do to ensure that the land that we are buying, the estate agents have clearance for, we have to ask them to show us their capital gains revenue certificate. It's a tax.
So guys, you're hearing all the things that is needed, all the documents needed, all the process that you need to go through to get a land in the Gambia. So listen to all these listings, right? So obviously you saw Juliet in the beginning of the video. So that means she knows all these things. But the video that is coming next, which is on her platform, on her directives, recorded by her and published by her, you're going to hear, you're going to hear if her Gambian minion is going to mention all these things, or he's going to try to, completely mislead you so that the narrative that is out here would shift onto Blaxit's favor.
Clearance, income tax clearance certificate. This is what they need to show us as evidence that they own the land that they are selling. If they can't show you an income tax clearance certificate, it means they haven't paid the tax, and if they
don't forget this income tax part. Remember this income tax part, because this is very, very key, in the conversation that is taking place here today.
paid the tax, then the land is not yet cleared for sale. Okay, so that's history, and hopefully has saved a lot of us a lot of headache. We now need to go to African Properties and make sure that we get a copy of their tax clearance certificate. All right, family. More love. I have a problem with Jamban jelly.
So like I told you guys yesterday, all these things you can find out in the Gambia. So this is a legit office, government office. Let's hear what their response is and what they are going to tell, this woman and man who are trying to find out how to purchase land in the Gambia. They are showing us the process firsthand. It's not like hearsay, somebody acting like a pro or not giving you straight answer. This is the real deal. No beating around the bush.
Jambanjeli, no. Just
What's the problem?
the problem is I spoke to the African Properties. They told me that they are working on their transfers to make it complete. They already have their clearance from physical plan. Yes, the approved one. They showed me, I saw it, I have a copy with that. Now they are working on the official transfer and the payment of the GRA, that's a capital gain tax, the signature and the stamp of the alkali and the SEFO and their rates and tax. Finally, they will bring it to area council here opposite my office. The CEO will endorse their transfer. So if the transfer is completed, everybody is free. We just get the copies attached and get your papers approved on the Department of Physical Plan.
Excellent. Okay, now we are at African Properties, and it's part of a very important part of the whole land purchasing process, because they now need to show us their documents and give us an assurance that they have all the documents that's needed so that we can complete our documents. And as we heard from our tax lady, quite often as these estate agents don't complete the land processing procedure, and unless they've got that tax clearance certificate, unless they've got all of their documents, they really ought not to even be starting to sell any land. So we heard from Alasana, our papers are held up because African Properties need to process their papers and get their clearance, and then we can get our clearance. So
ladies and gentlemen, you heard that, right? So just bear with me. There's few seconds left for the video. I want you to hear everything, just like I'm sitting here hearing it. So this is the official way of doing things.
it's a bit like buying a property from someone, I suppose, who needs to get a mortgage, and you've already put a deposit on their house, and they haven't got their mortgage yet, so they can't move, and you can't move till they sort themselves out. It could take a week, it could take a month, it may never happen at all. So anyway.
So, you heard that. The maximum, she mentioned it could take a week, it could take up to a month, or it may never happen. Pretty much what she's saying. If you don't get all this done in a month, I mean, you might as well look at it like it's not going to happen. Meaning, you know, the transaction is not straight. Okay?
We're going to talk to the chief executive and find out how they're getting along with this process. Okay, so we've just seen the general manager here at African Properties. We're going to come back in an hour to speak with the chief executive, who should be able to give us some further assistance on this. But, you know, we're hearing that their paperwork is all in hand, and Hammond Job is the one that's handling it. So we're getting there, inch, we're getting there.
One nation.
Don't complete the land processing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you all heard that, right? It's as clear as day. So let me pull something up here real quick. So the next video I'm about to play here, this will definitely tell us, you know, the type of, you know, how Blaxit runs their transactions, because this is their own uploading. So this Gambian guy was speaking on their behalf. He's a Pan Africanist. He was put up to this. So let's find out.
Thank you for watching Blaxit. Please subscribe to our channel Blaxit, smash that like button and share everywhere.
Hello everyone, my name is Abdullah Jeng from Africa Youth for Change, who was working with Juliet just 1 year ago. Because I've been in YouTube, you know, watching a lot of videos about what.
So he was working with Juliet a year ago. You heard him, you know. So that means she went and, you know, brought him in for this damage control. Like, I'm going to, you know, break down everything that would probably skip your ear, and you would see it for yourself.
Happening in the Gambia and what's happening in YouTube, and I'm coming here to discuss about, or to speak something. I'm not paid to do anything. I don't join anything.
That means he is paid. Okay? I mean, guy, you could just make the video without, you know, giving us disclaimers, stipulations to try to tell us that whether you're paid or not. But, you know, we have sense. We would listen to what you have to say, and we would decipher and see if you are paid or not. That's for us to decide.
Not pressure to say anything, but from my own point of view, because based on the videos I have been seeing, based on my own experience with Blaxit, this is what I want to come and discuss about. I'm doing this, and I'm doing it voluntarily. You know, Juliet never.
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys heard that, right? He's doing this voluntarily. He's not paid. He's not forced, right? But you and I know. Because why does he feel the need to say all that? And he's already told us what he is here to discuss. So let's find out if truly, you know, Mr. Jeng here is paid to do this or forced to do this, you know, or whatsoever. Let's find out.
Tell me to come and do it, but I feel like I have to do it because I have been with her with so many projects, because we were together when we were fighting for automatic citizenship during the time.
So he is one of the people who, like I said, is like a leaf in the middle of the road. You know, wherever the wind blows, that's the direction they go into. So this guy didn't even, you never question anything about the sensibility if, giving automatic citizenship to people coming to the country, regardless of who they are, to go against the actual constitution that we have. You as a Gambian, you have absolutely no regard for that. That's where your fight is, right? So let's find out what else you're fighting for.
They were writing the constitution of the Gambia. We attended different meetings, discussing with different peoples, so that the African descendants, should get automatic.
So you get this, right? In the Gambian constitution, I, as a Gambian, but also living abroad, having an American citizenship, we're not, there's all these stipulations around how you can run for office. I cannot just go to Gambia today and automatically run for office, even though I'm from there. But you think it's okay for you to promote the idea of other people getting automatic citizenship. But I bet you, in this constitutional talk, you did not raise the point that, hey, what about our actual brothers and sisters, that are from here, but they're in America and in the Western world? Can we change the constitution so they can at least come and run for office directly? I don't see you fighting for that. And even me right here talking, I'm not against it, but I'm just trying to bring a logical, argument. Because I don't think it would make sense for me to go to Gambia today and in 6 months they elect me to some position, because it doesn't make sense. I have to at least go back and stay a little bit longer than that so I can get acclimated and with the people once again. So I'm not the type that would make arguments based on what I think would benefit me personally, because I don't even know if it benefits me or not. I don't think in terms of that, but I think in terms of what actually makes sense versus just feelings, emotions. That doesn't make any type of sense. But let's hear what else Mr. Jeng, is talking about.
Citizenship in the Gambia. So today I want to discuss also about lands in the Gambia, lands with documents, because I did some projects with Juliet regarding lands. Basically, I think when I listen to most of the videos, this is one of the reasons why I come into camera to speak, is that many people misunderstood about land documents in the Gambia. Many people misunderstood about how real estates operate in the Gambia, and also many people also understood about Juliet in the Gambia, because I have even seen videos whereby people are saying that Juliet said she is like a relative of Kunta Kinte.
Boom. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Oh, he even saw a video of somebody. Oh, it's Afridamos who made that video. Yeah. So is it clear to you guys that this guy was put to this? They sent him to come and address this. He said he's here to talk about lands, but he wants to talk about everything that Blaxit wants to address, but they themselves don't want to come out directly and do it. So he's talking about me, about the video that I made about the Kunta Kinte thing. Okay, let's hear if he's going to, give argument that makes sense, or they would deny, he would deny what I've said, because he has to realize I have evidence and proof. So let's go.
So when we were, because I remember one day when we went for automatic citizenship, when Juliet was talking about things like saying that we are Kunta Kinte is our ancestor, we are we are like we are the descendants of the enslaved one. So she was saying that she was not saying particularly like okay, she is from the same family with Kunta Kinte. She's not saying that, but she was saying that she said everybody in the diaspora is under that.
So you guys get that, right? So this guy is coming here trying to, you know, do some Pan-Africanist planning. That's what he's trying to do. So, okay, first of all, I heard clearly what Juliet said. Do you think we need Mr. Jang to translate for us what she said? I heard everything she said. I watched the video. I went off of the video. I'm not speculating, my friend. I am not going off of what somebody told me. So if you are trying to defend what Juliet herself was talking about, you know, that's a bit stupid, because we could clearly hear this. You know what, BR? I think so too. I think he's got a script. And Don, you want to know what his occupation is? Just be patient. He would tell us in a little bit. He would tell us. But guys, you get this, right? He's supposed to be talking about land. But they want to, you know, first of all, address the Kunta Kinte situation. See, if what he's saying is actually true, how come Blaxit, Juliet herself, who understands it better than, you know, this dummy right here, you know, this useful idiot, you know, rather than, you know, bring in him, you know, for him to come and explain, you know, this stupidity, you know, further exposing this scheme they got going on. You see what I'm saying? So this is why I keep telling people, do not be blinded by, you know, all this sweet talk they try to give you. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just do one request here. I know when people are watching the show, you are really into the show. You don't want to click off from the chat to see. But, you know, I'm asking you for a quick second, just X out and hit that like button, because the algorithm spreads it out so that this can reach a lot more people that we can add onto the congregation. So that would be highly appreciated. It's just one quick second, you know, hit that X, click off from the chat and hit the like and jump right back into the, you know, chat room. Because the more engagement it is, the more understanding people get from the topic. Thank you, guys.
They are all descendants of Kunta Kinte. So, and
you understand this crazy logic now? So now, you know, I thought they were going to say, oh, that guy is ridiculous. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But now he's saying they are all descendants of, you know, Kunta Kinte. So they are trying to muddy the water. So it doesn't make sense, people. It doesn't make sense. They are trying to play with our minds. This is why Juliet herself is not coming out addressing it.
We do a lot of stuff together. But first of all, I would like to discuss about land documentations in the Gambia, because I also have been involved into different projects in finding lands for peoples and stuff like that.
So this guy, you guys heard it clearly. He's trying to give us his experience with Juliet and all that. But he's never bought land from her. So therefore, he's put out here to try to discredit all those people that actually took their hard-earned money and sent it to Juliet. But you are trying to tell us about what your experience is, and none of this experience involves you taking your money and giving it to her, you know, in an attempt to purchase land. You see? So, but let's just hear more of his babbling, if this makes sense to you. Because let's not forget, there is actual people I mean physical humans that I have seen. They went face to face with Juliet on the Negropeans channel. They confronted her. She ran away. She ran away. She went to go start her own life. And then she sent her husband over. And he came. He started being all emotional. When they asked him, he would raise his voice, so that, they cannot engage in a sensible conversation. Because you see, this is what people do to you. And they had a lady there, a British woman, black British woman, who is married to a Gambian guy. Even though his decision, like allowing himself to be swindled like that, following his wife, that's the suffering, that's the pain he is facing. But they do exist. The guy exists, him and his wife. They came on and talked straight to Juliet. So this guy is trying to tell us those people are lying. Those people's experience don't matter. We should listen to him who, wink, wink, he wasn't paid, he was enforced, and it doesn't look like he's reading a script at all, right?
Juliet does not own lands, and one of the ways which I can prove to you she did not own lands or she did not sell lands in the Gambia is that in anybody who bought a land through which Juliet have facilitated will never see a document whereby they say this land is being transferred from Juliet or from Blaxit.
Okay, you guys catch that, right? This guy just incriminated Blaxit and himself. He is out here talking, crazy. He's trying to defend a criminal act here. Let me tell you something, buddy. There is in fact receipt. There is in fact proof that they've brought where lands were sold by Juliet, and they gave the receipt with the Blaxit logo. So, my friend, before you come out here and trying to defend these things, you better make sure you know what you're defending. Ladies and gentlemen, you see, this is the problem also with Gambians. Gambian people would allow themselves to be used in any kind of ways. The things he is saying, do you think Juliet would say those? She's careful not to say it because this can end up in court. Even if this goes to court, even though it's on her channel, this guy is giving us all these stipulations, and it's weird that he had to do that. Oh, I am not forced, I am not paid. Is that for future preparation for what is coming? Because it sounds like you're trying to defend yourself in a court of law. But this guy is clearly lying, because what he doesn't realize is there is proof of Blaxit giving people receipts with their logo on it. There is videos of her talking about selling land. Yes, we understand this. We understand that she doesn't own lands. You see, people, this is how they try to get you to enter stupid arguments that, so you can forget about what's going on. So they would try to drag you to try to make argument about if she said she owned lands or not. No, that's not the point here. The point is, did she, in fact, receive money, as a land salesperson? Yes, she has. Did she give out receipts with the Blaxit logo on it? Yes, she did. But Mr. Jeng, you're the dumb one here trying to defend something that we all already know about, and it's in the cyber world. The evidence is out. But let's just continue hearing what he has to say.
To that other person's name. So whenever you buy a land, the owner if you buy a land from a company, the company name must be written there. if you buy a land from an individual person, that individual name must be written there. The land has to be transferred from that individual to you, the buyer of that particular property. Like what?
I think that's common sense, right?
Juliet do. Basically, what I understood from the time I have been working with her, it's like she saw investment opportunities. And you know, when you're talking about investment opportunities, she's not only talking about lands. You know, she went to people who has apartments, you know, to show people that, okay, and she do more of showing that the beauty of Africa, you know, the real Africa. That's what she does more. And along the line, you know, when she's showing such kind of things, investment opportunities comes along.
Investment opportunities. So this guy is trying to tell us all these things that are, you know, unnecessary. This is not what the argument has ever been about. Okay? Hey, let me ask this guy a question. You guys realize there's a bunch of YouTubers over there in various African countries? One guy you guys might know, he's popular among the people in Africa there. Go Black to Africa. Or the Back family. You don't see people coming out accusing them of selling land to them. But why are they accusing Blaxit of that? So this is why this guy, he blew the lid off what they're attempting to do here. This is damage control. But now, where he's messing up at, he is presenting arguments that Blaxit tried to pass off when she was on the Negropeans channel, because she was trying to tell us that, no, she never said she's a land salesperson. But this man, every argument he's trying to present, you can tell he was fed these arguments. It's not his own thinking. It's not his own thinking. We've heard this argument before from your boss, just so you know.
Because if she saw, for example, an apartment which is nice and saying, oh, look at this is in Africa, people get interested. People want to come to Africa. They say, oh, I want to come and live in that apartment. So this is how it all works. But it does not mean necessarily she has been selling land, because the first estate which she recommended, I can say, it was what we call the Blaxit city. And I was there. You know, those lands, you know, we got it from African property and African.
So you guys heard that they have their own little city called the Blaxit city, which they got from that African properties, as he's telling us. That's the same African properties they were talking about in the first video that I mentioned. So let's hear what this guy is going to tell us, because he's going to tell us the process too, right? I hope you remembered what the process was. You know, I hope you remember what the woman said the process was, and compare that to what this, you know, land professional is going to be telling you. Because this is a story we've heard before, okay? I don't know if he realizes this. We've had this story before, a couple weeks ago, and we know who was trying to tell it. So this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Property is a company, you know, which is registered, which is operating in the Gambia. I was the one who find those properties, because I have the marketing manager of African property, whose name is Keba, is my friend. So I talked to him about the properties. And I told him that, you know, we need something, that because we have some of our people who want to come over here, and they're looking for things like that. They want to.
So they have some of their people, meaning their Pan Africanist friends, who are going to be coming over. So they're the ones. So that's why I said he's Juliet's minions. I knew, because she's got all these young men around her. I'm guessing she's sending them to go look for the places. So this guy is telling us clearly what his role was. But he doesn't know what is going on. He has no clue. And as this video keeps going on, you would find out more and more that he has no idea what he's talking about.
Invest onto land. So that's how we even venture into that kind of project. And even before also, like I was asking her certain things about when people make payments, why are you dealing with the people directly instead of them dealing with African properties? And she also make it very clear to me, and which I understood. She said to me, look, these are my brothers and sisters. I understand them very well because we've been living together for so long, and I want to make sure that because of I recommended a place to them, I want to make sure that they've been safe. So that's why Blaxit, that's why they will try to facilitate us to make sure that your investment is safe into any property you buy. That's why they deal with you directly. They make sure they sign the contract with you. They make sure that they go to the owner of that property.
So you guys heard this guy double speaking. He said in the beginning, he's saying that Blaxit doesn't draw any contracts. But now, because he's saying they do not give you document with Blaxit's logos on it and stuff. So if you're going to draw contracts, who are you doing this deal with? Who are you signing it with? If you're dealing with Juliet to facilitate this, the documents that she's giving you that you're signing, who, what logo is on it? Who's responsible for this? He's not telling us that, but I think you know.
Or whatever, to make sure that that person also is doing the right thing so that you will get everything clearly. And regarding also about land documentation, people speak a lot of things about land documentation. And I have seen also whereby people are talking about alcalo transfer is not.
Doesn't this guy look like he is in a hostage situation? He looks like he's been forced to do this. He looks very uncomfortable. He's all over the place. He's not making sense. He's trying to reel people in. For those of you that have no problem sending your money to people over there in Gambia, I hope you're paying attention to what this guy is saying. Because he's pacifying you, he's bothering you up, so you can enter that spider web. And once you step into that spider web, you would be devoured by them.
Nothing in terms of buying properties. I think that's something they misunderstood. I think that the alcalo transfer is the most important document when you buying a property.
Did you guys catch that? He's trying to tell you that in the Gambia, the alcalo papers, that's the only important one. Okay, you go to somebody, sell a land, and just accept alcalo paperwork, and you would find out that you do not own a land. Okay, this is like someone just bamboozling you. They are selling you, like let's say I can sell you a beachfront property in the Sahara Desert. It doesn't exist. Okay, so let's hear what else you only need. Let's hear that.
Because having said that, even in my YouTube channel, I was talking about procedures,
He's got a YouTube channel, but he didn't go on his own YouTube channel to give this heartfelt confession. He had to come to the Blaxit and sit on their couch. Let's find out. Let's find out, what this guy's role is and what kind of, compensations he receives. He's going to tell us.
So what you need to know before you try to buy a land. So, and I discuss about alcalo transfer, which is very important, because the alcalo transfer is the main thing. What will show you that alcalo transfer is the main thing? If you don't have an alcalo transfer, there is no other document which you can get, and I make it very clear. You cannot get an official transfer. You cannot get a sketch plan. Your land cannot be approved. You cannot lease a land. There is nothing you can do in a land if you don't have an alcalo transfer.
Do you guys catch what is happening here? So these people came on the internet, they are complaining about not getting their land documents. So the person they are complaining about, instead of, explaining what the process is from the get-go, now she's saying that, via this guy, the alcalo paperwork is the most important thing. Okay, fine. Let's just say that's what it is. What is stopping her from getting these papers? Because let's not forget, the people have already given her money. So if the alcalo paperwork is the most important thing, and you guys have already known this, the people trying to buy this are not interested in this explanation. They thought, okay, you got this figured out. Whatever paperwork is involved in this, you guys have already known that, and you're charging them that money. And in fact, those people, the clients that are complaining, did mention that they paid for all the fees attached to it. But let's hear what, Socrates over here is going to tell us, because he's such a genius. He knows about these land issues so much. He even tells people about it on his channel. But let's find out if this man in fact knows what he's talking about, or they are deliberately misleading people. He knows what is going on. They are deliberately taking money, knowing that they are not going to deliver what they are taking the money for. Because to go through these hoops, to even think about putting this together, that tells me, something isn't right. Something is fishy. Something is very fishy here.
Not possible. So the alcalo transfer is the main paper when you are buying a property. If you buy a property from somebody, he tell you that I have my official transfer, but I don't have an alcalo transfer, something must be wrong. You cannot get an official transfer without the alcalo transfer. You cannot get that. That's not possible. So the most important document is the alcalo transfer. And in the Gambia, you can even have a situation whereby you see lands, even alcalo transfer, they didn't have it, and they're still owned by people.
But okay, why is this guy? Why does he feel the need to tell people all this? Why does somebody have to even? Why should people listen to this? Like I sent you my money. I want my land. I gave you everything. So now I don't need any other explanation. Like, if you gotta get it from the alcalo, go get the paper from the alcalo. If you gotta get it from, I don't care, the midget, whoever. You just go get those papers. But that's not what they are doing here. She is trying to get this man to explain things that people are not interested in.
An example, in my village, people who own lands, my family own a lot of lands in my village. People who own lands don't even have documents. It depends on the area also. But people can own a land without even a document. In my whole village, if somebody wants a land, they just allocate the land for you. But
in his village, they would allocate you the land. But these people are not trying to move to your village. You see? These people actually picked a place that they discussed with your boss. This is why they sent the money. Fine. It's great that you're telling us what's going on in your village. But this is not about your village, man. This guy is something else.
You don't even need an alcalo transfer, and still you own the land. We farm in our lands and we do everything in our land. When we want to build in those lands, we don't even look for a building permit. So we need to understand the culture of this country, and then we also need to understand the culture of Africa so that we can be able to compare it with what is happening somewhere else or what is into other parts of the world. So the other thing also, like, I want to also make very clear, and I want to tell people, it's about real estate in the Gambia. Real estates in the Gambia only give alcalo transfer. Real estate.
Okay, we've heard the first video where these people went from office to office. They in fact went, to a real estate agent, but they didn't put any emphasis on the alcalo paper. Because guess what? You know why they are giving you that emphasis on the alcalo paper? Because I know even situations where an alcalo's son or family member can take that stamp and stamp the document is easily fraudulent. So now they are trying to set you up to give you the alcalo paper to say, oh, this is the legit paper. So if you take that document, you go to area council to try to register it. You didn't go to physical planning, GRA, where you have to pay taxes and all that. You would find out the land that you paid for with that alcalo paper, in fact, is not your land. This is how you see situations. They sell land to 3-4 people in the Gambia. This is very, very common. And that is achieved through the alcalo paper. So now this raised a big if on my mind, because if you guys remember, weeks ago I said I don't think Blaxit or Juliet is trying to scam people, but they're insisting on this alcalo paper. Proves to me that there is some scam going on, because now they are going to give you that paper and you are going to end up in a land battle with other people. So they can just tell you, whoa, wait a minute, hey, I sold it to you, I gave you the alcalo papers. But then you would come to find out, no. That's not the entire process. You need to pay all the taxes. But listen to how this guy would explain. He would tell you what you should do about all those taxes, that you should be paying. Okay? The money, even though you took the money, you sent it to her boss. Let's hear how he tells you how you should handle this.
In the Gambia, most of them, 90% of the real estate, or I can say 99% of the real estates in the Gambia, they give you only alcalo transfer. So there was sometimes I was involved in a project with Juliet, and we were going further to help people to get to make their official transfer. The reason why we were doing it is like we realized that most of those people who were buying those properties, they were not from Gambia. First of all, they don't have the connection. They don't know the people. They don't know the country much. That's why we go to extra mile to make sure that we get a sketch plan for them, because we feel that they cannot do it for themselves.
He said they feel those people cannot do it themselves. It's based on feelings. Because, these people are so dumb, even though they are able to work for their money, fly all the way to the Gambia from the West. Yeah, they are dumb. They won't be able to understand this if you explain to them what the actual process is. Is this what this man is trying to tell us? Is this man trying to tell us that somebody coming from the West? Okay, I get it. They are not from the Gambia, from that culture. But they are not dumb. They speak English in the Gambia. All you have to do is point them to the offices. They'll be able to pull it off. But no, you guys feel like they cannot do it because they are dumb. But, also many people are engaged in what they call lazy investment. You trust somebody else with your money more than you trust it with yourself. So this type of things are bound to happen. But the purposes of this program, this show, is not to come here and drag or disparage Blaxit, whatever. She represents an example of, a growing, a growing cancer. I would add that to that comfortably. And by the time this video ends, you would totally agree with me that she's not telling us exactly what's going on. But it's like cancer spreading. Because this guy here speaks like a typical Gambian scammer, believe it or not. I'm from Gambia. I know what a Gambian scammer would be like, the things they would be saying. I know the things that a Gambian most of the time would care about to speak of. Yeah, I'm sure the Kunta Kinte thing, Juliet is like, oh, address this. Just don't mention that crazy Gambian's name, Afridamus. Because nobody else talked about that Kunta Kinte thing but me. Right? But they use all that as distraction. Trying to get people off the scent of what is going on. No, don't look over here. Look over there. So now they are deliberately misleading people. Deliberately. On how the process is done. So that, they can get away with whatever they got going on. All I know is for sure, the way they are talking, the business is not legit. Because if you're trying to hide your hands, despite you presenting yourself as somebody who's clean, that tells me you are not that clean. Because you're collecting people's money, you're not delivering, that is a problem. You cannot defend that with just, empty talk. These people did not give you guys this money for you to explain the process to them. If the process is the most important thing, you could have been like, hey, this is what the process is. Fly over, come to Gambia, you get your Alcalo paperwork, you're good to go. Then it's on that person. But now you are telling us you guys are going the extra mile. But let's find out how extra mile they go.
But many of the people, when you buy land from them and real estate in the Gambia, they give you only Alcalo transfer. And the reason why it happens, the reason why it become a culture in the sales of land in the Gambia, I will tell you. Because when in a company, normally they will have a cost price and they will have a selling price. So normally they will add their markup or their margin or whatever we may call it in accounting terms, so to sell the land. So what they realize, in Africa, many people cannot afford lands, especially big lands. So people cannot afford lands.
So this guy, as far as we know, he only lived in the Gambia. He's not an expert in Africa. This is the problem with the Pan Africanists. They pretend to know about what's going on in other countries because they figure they're Pan Africanists. You guys remember the Pan Africanist that came on the channel here last week, who was trying to tell us that the Gambia is landlocked. This guy is so much into the Pan Africanism that he doesn't even understand Africa that he's talking about. If a Pan African is somebody that truly knows Gambia and you think the Gambia is landlocked, you need to give up your Pan Africanist card because you don't know. So this guy went from talking about Gambia to the whole of Africa. He was supposed to be giving us the history of, how this paperwork thing came about. But that's not what he's telling us. This situation here is not about land being sold to actual Gambians living there. This is people in the diaspora. You yourself said it. You guys are trying to help your people to come back. So obviously you're not talking about Fatu or Demba down the street. So the price of it, let's not pretend that you guys are just trying to be nice to look for. You're trying to drop the cost. But let us find out if that's what's going on. Because you know what? I don't want to be too hard on the guy. Maybe, just maybe, somebody might say, you know what, Afridamos, you're being ridiculous. This guy really means well. But let's hear him. Let him break it down. Break all the prices down for us. And you would see where the scam comes into play.
Real estate is not because they don't know what they are doing. It's not because they are not properly registered. I had comments like that. They don't know what they are doing. They're not properly registered. It's not that. Because if they want to include the whole documents, the Alcalo transfer, the sketch plan, the official transfer, if they want to include the GRA, everything in the cost will be very high.
Guys, so did you see now? He went on, he listed the proper way of doing things. He listed it. But now, he threw the cost in. He's like, it's expensive, that's why we cut it out. Are you serious right now? If somebody is in the business of buying land and they cannot afford to pay the taxes and all these fees that is required in the beginning for you to own the land, then they don't need to be buying land. Okay? But I can assure you, his boss already charged those amount with the people that are sending them the money. I bet you those people wouldn't have a problem paying for all that. They want to pay for it. And I bet you they already did. But let's hear what, this expert is going to tell us.
For instance, I can try to sell a property for you for $400,000, including the Alcalo transfer. But I may decide to say, okay, now I will make all other documents, but it cannot cost $100,000 anymore. It may cost $150,000, or it may cost $125,000. For the real estate, they realize that for people to be able to afford lands, now what we will do, so we will just make sure that the cost is very small for people. The cost is not that very high. That's why they will in their cost card, they will include only the Alcalo transfer. So
okay, did you guys catch that? So they want, the cost is so high, so they are looking out for your best interest. Mind you, they are looking out for your best interest. And so they are selling you this place, so they are just only going to give you the Alcalo paperwork so that the price would drop down. But let's find out if this price actually just disappears into thin air. He's going to tell us this. Okay? So it's like buying a car and the person is telling you, hey, check this out, man. You can, get this car, but the title, I don't have the title yet. I'm not going to include that there. But, here's just a mere registration. But you cannot put this car in your name without that title. You see? So that's the type of game he's playing here. Because you cannot put the land cannot become yours until you do all these things. But he's trying to convince you that you can in fact do that. Ask yourself, who is putting this guy up to this? I think you know, because you can clearly see what channel he's on.
Include the alcohol. After you buy from it, if you get your alcohol transfer, you own the land. Then if you make raise,
that is not true. He said you get the alcalo paperwork, you know, you own the land. You saw in the first video that that is not the only thing you need. You need more than that.
money, even if is in the next 2 years, next 3 years, next 10 years, anytime you raise money, you can get your sketch of plan.
Oh, wow. Wow. So this guy wants you to give money for land. You get the alcalo paperwork, and he is telling you that you could wait, you know, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, up to 10 years for you to pay these taxes that are required. Do you guys understand how deceptive this fellow is? This is real deception.
And then get your official transfer, then you can pay those ones little bit by little bit. That's why the real estate does that, because they realize that.
So you guys caught that. So obviously the fees did not disappear. They still exist. But they're telling you, oh, you can just get the alcalo paperwork, and then so you can just pay on a budget later on. So they're making the decision for you that, hey, this is costly for you. So we're looking out for you, and just take the alcalo paperwork, and you know, as time goes on, you know, if it takes 10 years, you know, even 40 years, you can pay the taxes and do the official transfer. Hey, if you're going to fall for that, I got land for you to I'm selling land. I'm in the land business, okay? I've got land for you up the Yin Yang. On the Senegambia Strip, I got the alcalo paperwork. You know, all you gotta do is transfer the money to me. Don't worry about, you know, the official transfer in your name. Let me make it clear for you. With 5 years, you would get, you know, the registration. 5 years. Oh, don't worry. You can pay the taxes in installment because it's your land. People, that doesn't make sense. Why would anybody want to buy a land? You're willing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars into a land, but yet you cannot afford the taxes. You got to put that on installment. This is part of the process. You're supposed to own the land outright. But now they're getting you all tangled up in this web that, you know, you've given the money, but you do not own the land. These guys are lying to you. You need more than the alcalo paper that they are selling to you right now.
If they want to include all the documents in buying the land, the property may become very expensive for the people, and the people may not afford it.
You guys caught that, right? You know, if they include everything that's needed for you to own the land, it would be too expensive. Coming from a guy who is not the one spending the money, he's telling you that despite you're the one willing to spend the money, you work for your money, you got your money, but he's looking out for you. You know, this is why they are not including all this in it. Not that they consulted with you to ask you. They are just doing it for you out of the, kindness of their heart. Amazing.
Because the people cannot afford it, so that's going to affect their sales. So that's why, okay, they know that the moment you got your alcalo transfer, you get your alcalo paper, you own the land. So you can.
Again, every single time he says it, he is absolutely lying. I know more than 6 people right here from the States who are Gambian just like me, who work hard for their money, who have engaged in, participated in the land transaction. They got the alcalo paperwork. I'm talking about up to 6 people. None of them own the land. I tried telling these people, they didn't listen to me. They had to come back to me and told me, man, I wish I would have listened to you. And at the time, for me, it was just everything based off of common sense. See, I didn't just start knowing about land right now. My grandfather owned many, many lands when I was growing up. I used to go and collect rent for my grandfather. So, I know a lot about land issues. Prior to me coming to the States as even a teenager, I was in charge of a building project in the Gambia. Building a big house, for my uncle. I was in charge of the project. I'm talking at a young age. So, I know the ins and outs of it. This is why even though those people, my friends, my cousin, we're like same age at the time, same age, they still did not have the wisdom or the knowledge and understanding about how the land situation goes over there in the Gambia. So yeah, these people, their money was gone, disappeared. Couple of, pretty much all of them, they would say, oh, there's 3-4 people that they sold the land to. And then the next move would be, they would say, oh, can you send some more money so that we can hire a lawyer to fight this for you? Good luck with that. There isn't anything the lawyer can do. They would take your money, but the lawyer cannot do anything for you because you do not have the proper documents. You do not have the proper documents. How do you know the person you sent the money to, they didn't go and give the alcalo, some money out of it? I bet you some of you will be like, oh, that doesn't happen. Or in a case where the alcalo's son, for instance, you could get I'm talking legit stamp. The alcalo can stamp the document for somebody and the alcalo's son is paid and he sneaks in and signs another document for the alcalo's son. So now, if they do that to 3-4 people, but another person is the one with all the requirements, the GRA papers, they have the physical planning papers, they went to area council, they did the official transfer, they have a lawyer present. Guess what? That person wins. They own that land. They own that land. I have a friend of mine that I grew up with, bought a land, they sold the land to him into somebody else's land. He started building a wall. The person comes and, just take the wall down because he was building in that guy's space. And when my friend tried to go against this guy, they went all the way to court. Yes, it's true, he paid money for the land, but he only had alcalo papers. In fact, he was lucky. He still was able to get a little bit of plot. They only, corrected the part of the land that went in, and eventually they corrected it, and he had to go through the process and pay for all these fees. So he was lucky the land was still in the possession of the family that was selling it. This is why he got away with it. But all the other people I know, their money is gone. So these people that Juliet probably took their money, the money is gone, because right now the argument is being set here in front of you. The argument is being set. They are telling you that all you need is the alcalo paper. So they are going to give these people this alcalo paper. Now they are going to do the battle on their own, separate from Juliet and Blaxit, because she could be like, oh, this is what they told me. But she knows what the process is. I bet you if you ask her, her compound, she doesn't only have alcalo papers. She went through the right channel. She got everything intact. But why is it that you are going to allow her to tell you that it's only the alcalo paper that you need? You need more than that.
Go ahead and do any other documents at any time, at any convenient time of any time you want. So that's why most of the real estate, they give only the that is the alcalo transfer, because people may not afford if all the documents are included. That's why it becomes almost a culture in this country that real estate, they give only alcalo transfer. But you can also have arrangement with them. It's possible, but most of the time when they have arrangement with you, if they're going to make your sketch of plan,
let me tell you something. When a Gambian, you're doing business with a Gambian person, they start talking like this, they're talking about arrangements, and they are just pushing things onto you to make it seem like they are trying to help you out. It's, oh, this is just in your interest, and you didn't even request this. You are not the one requesting it. Run the other way. Run the other way, because you are not even the one asking for this. So this is why, people, you have to know, if it sounds too good to be true, it doesn't even have to be Gambia. Anywhere, if it sounds too good to be true, then it isn't true. This talking that this guy is doing, he is the only one that can do it. Because I know that Blaxit, she is brave, but I don't think she's brave enough to come and lie in front of people like this. She tried it on the Negropeans channel, but I don't think she would make a video like this, by herself and say all these things, because she knows better.
Make your official transfer. If they're gonna go to the SAFO for you to stamp and all those stuff like that, they will ask you to pay another extra cost, which you're gonna pay. That's what is gonna happen. So I think it's very important we understand the system and at any time.
Exactly, like KS say here, your SAFO transfer, certificate of occupancy, physical planning, and GRA. Exactly. You're absolutely right. KS, if you notice, he's not even mentioning the SAFO, the SAFO transfer. He just wants you to have the alcalo transfer and call the land yours. They just conveniently ignored the SAFO part. And the most important thing, the GRA certificate, physical planning, because the government wants to get paid too. So, let me tell you, you don't want to owe the government anything. Anywhere on the planet you are, the government is the last group of people you want to owe. You want to pay them and cut any type of ties like that with them. You don't want to owe them. But this guy is telling you, you should put yourself in this predicament. But this is not coming from him. You guys know this, right?
Any convenient time of of any time you want. So that's why most of the real estate, they give only the that is the alcalo transfer, because people may not afford if all the documents are included. That's why it become almost a culture in this country that real estate, they give only alcalo transfer. But you can also have arrangement with them. It's possible, like, but most of the time when they have arrangement with you, if they're gonna make your sketch of plan, if they're gonna make your official transfer, if they're gonna go to the SAFO for you to stamp and all those stuff like that, they will ask you to pay another extra cost, which you're gonna pay. That's what is gonna happen. So
obviously, he himself is saying that, you know, you're gonna have to go through this and pay all this other stuff that he's telling you to ignore. So in many words, he's telling you that there's no way around it. There's no way around it. He's trying to put in your head that you should want to arrange for this. Why would I buy a land? I'm able to afford to buy the land, but I can't afford to pay the fees that come with it. Come on, man. That doesn't make any sense. So now they're trying to make it seem like, oh, the people, you know, they can't afford it. No, that is not the problem here. The people that you guys are claiming to, you know, get the land for, these people are in the diaspora. They have the money. So the money is not the problem here. Come on, people. But now they are trying to make the argument seem like, oh, this is just for the ordinary Gambians. No, the people that they are talking about, the diasporans that are sending the money, those people have it, people. Then what is the purpose of all these, you know, nice gestures and favors they are trying to, you know, do for the people? People who are not even asking for this, because there's something they're trying to hide. And that's something, we're seeing it right in front of us.
I think it's very important we understand the system. And sometimes also in the Gambia, or in Africa, I can say in general, the system is different from with the Western world. Because sometimes the system, things are not fast like the West.
So I'm guessing this guy's never lived in the West, but he's trying to explain how things are done in the West. Who do you think, you know, is saying this? He doesn't know how things are done in the West. You guys heard in the other video, the woman said, pretty much she's saying it shouldn't go past a month. If it goes past that, maybe it will never happen. So she's telling us there's an official way of doing this. And I agree with her because I know about it. I know there is an official way. Like I said, from the time I was a kid, I've seen the transactions. I have taken, you know, land papers to area council to get signed, transferred. I have done that. You know, I've done it. But these people are trying to set you up. I hope you know that. I hope you know that. I hope you're paying close attention to what this guy is saying.
So there is not a specific, nobody can tell you there's a specific time to do any kind of document. I have a personal experience of what I'm trying to say. I'm not just trying to say because I have taken an information from somebody, or I have went and asked somebody. It's something I have.
He said he didn't take the information from somebody. It's his experience. But all this experience he's telling us, I didn't hear one time where he said he was buying the land or he gave the money to somebody to buy him the land. He's not saying any of that. So all this experience, you know, is irrelevant to what what they are selling to the people. Because if they are, they can't even stand on what they promise people. To me, that alone disqualifies them to be seen as people who are legit. They cannot be legit, man. It's not possible. Because they are just I mean, I'll just let him, show us how they intend on doing this.
Several times. I have some documents whereby the document take me only 1 week to make. I have a document whereby the document take me 1 month to make. I have a document which take me 6 months to make. I have a document which take me 1 year to make. So it all depends on the connection also which you may have. And I got an issue in physical planning, for instance, whereby I even submitted a lot of names, a lot of sketch of plans to them so that they can approve it. And I got in a situation whereby I was having 2 customers and these documents were missing. And I keep on waiting to see these documents to come out. It never comes out. So I have to go to physical planning. There was one day, they tell me, look, we can't find it out. Under their registration, it was there. But when we went to find out, we could not see it. So I have to redo everything again. And it takes so long for the documents to come out.
So he's already putting it in your head that, this takes so long. You notice throughout, the process, this guy even pushes it, trying to casually tell you could even kick back up to 10 years before even transferring this, So again, he's pushing this idea onto you that it takes long time. He's trying to push that in your head. And just like Njay said here, why are teachers selling lands? And the reason why she's asking that, because this fellow here, his occupation, he's a teacher. And you guys are going to hear him say it eventually. So the whole real estate thing is not regulated. Anybody can just jump in. Isn't that crazy?
So, and above all also, when you look at people like Juliet, he's trying to help out a lot of peoples. In terms of helping out, for example, if she's trying to help out 50 people to get documents from physical planning, she's not the only one who is there to help people. Gambians has to go there. She probably may not even have the connection. So it has to take our time. Even some...
Whoa, did you guys hear that? So now, all of a sudden, Juliet do not have connections. She told us she got connections. We saw her picture with the president. We saw her pictures with the members of House of Parliament. We've seen that. So all this talk that the guy is doing, it means he was setting you up to bring you to this point, to tell you that, hey, in many words, you are not going to get your papers because, my boss is working hard. Don't blame her. He's trying to get your mind off of what you should actually be thinking about.
Some documents may even take her for 1 year or 2 years. It's possible.
Whoa. I bet you they didn't tell the people that before they sent the money. 1 year, 2 years, did you guys get that? But the woman who actually went to the physical offices that went to go find out the answer for us. If you're just coming in, you can always go back and watch it. But she listed all the criteria, what is required, and how long it should take. It's nowhere near 1 year like they are trying to, present it to be. Because why would I want to buy a land that I cannot finish the process up till 1 year, 2 years? Why would I want to do that? That's ridiculous. So this guy is not making sense at all. I don't know, maybe he's a kindergarten teacher, so he thinks he's talking to the kindergartners. I'm not sure.
Because they have to help her and help others too. So if you bring 50 people, you alone, they have to do some, and let her do some for you, let her do some for you. So it may take for 1 year or even 6 months. So it also happens. So it depends on the connections which you have. And the other thing also, like which I want to say about Juliet, I met Juliet through a Pan African program.
So you guys pay attention to this part. This is the bottom line is, like I said, they were trying to do damage control. So now he's going to tell us how he met her, and he's going to praise Juliet. This is the actual purpose of the video. They just say all that stuff and then to try to discredit people that are questioning this, and then he's going to tell us how much of a wonderful person she is.
Of my friend who was also a Pan Africanist. So since I met her, she interviewed me in her channel. I know some of you may know me because I'm a teacher. So we met through that, and we built that personal relationship. And you know, I can say that there were many people from the diaspora, many blacks people were repatriated to Africa before, or to the Gambia before Juliet came.
So you guys heard that. He's a Pan Africanist and he's a teacher too. So for his Pan Africanist being part of that church, we gotta give him the shout out.
Yeah. But we can see that, you know, the connection between Africans and African descendants in the Gambia, through my own experience, I see that the gap was too huge. Some of the times, you know, we don't have that big connections with them. It's like you can still know that they are. We understand them as Africans. We are Africans, but still, you could understand. You can see the difference between us and them.
I wonder how, you know, how well Mr. Jeng's students are doing, because he's in the land business, he's a Pan Africanist, he's a teacher. I mean, what is going on here? What is going on with Mr. Jeng? I mean, this is mind-blowing. I can't even believe, you know, what I'm hearing right now. Seriously, this is crazy.
But since, you know, when Juliet came to Gambia, I have seen that gap have been break, because Juliet tried to bring a lot of young people to her channel. She tried to, you know, to link with a lot of peoples and to show them that, you know, we are the same, you know, we have no difference, you know, we are blacks like you, we are stolen from Africa. We discuss, you know, so many times whereby she would tell me, you know what, Abdullah, we all need some healing. That's what she always tell me, we all need some healing. I know that, you know, we have problems as Africans in the diaspora, and you people also have problem here because we were divided. So, and I admitted that, and I sleep in her house for many times. It has never happened in my life, you know, whereby, you know, we don't even know each other that much, but when I get to her house, I take any drink I want to drink.
All right, now he's about to start telling us all the, you know, why this guy is speaking, you know, so well. Because he shows up, he can take any drink in the house, you know, he can kick back on the couch. So let's find out what else he's enticed by.
You know, I take any food which I wanna take, so I can attest to that, because these are facts about her. You know.
Okay, her giving you drink and food, what's that have to do with this land issue that we're talking about? And also me talking about her trying to hijack the Kunta Kinte story. What's that have to do with that? Absolutely nothing. This is why I say these people are in a cult. Believe it. Because these Gambians that are watching me, you guys know exactly, what type of person in the Gambia would say and do the things that this man here is doing right in front of the camera. Food and drinks. Are you kidding me? I know to some of you be like, nah, not a big deal, but you'll be amazed by how many people would go, doing this for food and drink over there.
She embraced people. These are facts about her. The reason why I'm saying this is because it's something which I have experienced personally. It's not something I'm just saying, maybe somebody have told me to say it. I just feel like when I'm watching all the videos, what is happening, I feel like I have to say something.
Yeah, he's watching all the videos. He feels like he wants to say something, but he didn't go to his channel to say it. Visionary of love, she said. She's telling people they need healing. Afridamus, do you need healing? Definitely not from her. I do not need any healing. What is she healing people from? Okay, Gambians that are watching, let's be real. When we hear about Independence Day, February 18, we are excited about it, isn't it? Do we go, trying to sit talking about colonialism, blah, blah, blah? We don't care about that. We don't have horrible stories to share about colonialism. But now, they are trying to convince us that, oh yeah, you guys are traumatized by colonialism. Look, I wasn't even born when colonialism was in Africa. Many of you that are watching me were not born. Okay? So, this healing that she's talking about, I don't know what it is. But Mr. Jeng here thinks he needs healing. I don't know, man. This guy needs to get sent back to his village for healing. Because this Pan-Africanist crap that he is into, let him go try and tell the villagers about that. And let's see how that's going to go down.
Because I knew her in person. She is somebody, who means what she always says. She's always real. When you see her on YouTube, you see her laughing, and that's the real person you will meet when you are with her. I can attest to that because this is something,
Of course, you can attest to that because she's giving you food and drinks. And I'm glad Kay also mentioned that the MPs go there and she gives them food and drink. People, let me tell you something. There are few things that men need to overcome to be righteous and be able to stand up to truth. And I'll tell you right now what those things are. Men need to be able to overcome food because you can blind them with food. Food and sex. Think about it. When a woman wants to control a man, what does she use? She feeds you and she gives you sex. So you become blind. You see? So these MPs, they are getting food and drinks. My man here is getting food and drinks. So he's going to say whatever, Juliet wants him to say. The MPs is the same way. God, I can't believe these people are selling their souls for food and drinks. It's a sad reality, but it's happening right in front of you.
And I have been around her for a while, so that's why I'm coming over, and I also want to share something about my own experience with her. And even when I saw a lot of videos, I contacted her. We've been talking, and I told her a lot of things. I tell you, you don't have to respond to comments. You don't have to respond to everything because people will say everything about you. If you shave your hair, whether you are tall, when you are short, if you are fat, people will say everything. And sometimes the sad thing about what people may say about people who never meet you, people who don't even know you, they will still say things about you.
See, this guy is not being honest. There are people that met her in person. They've made videos. They've expressed their disappointments. I don't know. Look, we're not here to debate, about whether she's nice or not. We just want to know about, the land process. That's all. The process that she was talking about. And, we want to know if she, in fact, have the land for the people that she collected money from. And also, Mr. Jeng, we want to know, since you're a teacher and also a land dealer, we would like to know what other roles you are playing in this. Because you see, in the Gambia, too many of these types are engaging in this land situation. And you think it's only the diasporans who are trying to repatriate are the ones getting affected? No. Even you, the Gambian diasporan, the Gambian that lives outside, people like Jeng have just totally, added onto the, the criminality and the scamish behavior in the Gambian real estate market. He is helping push that forward. You've all heard him giving wrong advice, misleading advice. I mean, this is just pathetic. Seriously.
So it's something, which I think is so sad that as black people in a black community, instead of us coming together, embracing one another, move forward, unite, and because we all saying that Africa needs to be united. But if we have division within us, I don't see the best way to unite. So I think one of the things we are talking about is like, we're talking about African unity. We're saying that our Africans are not united, but you can see the division is within us, within us, and that's not good. It's better we come together, we move forward. That's far better. If you have issues with people, instead of even you going to YouTube and talking about people, talking about things which you don't know about them, it's better you talk to them. And
so this guy wants us to talk to them about situation that happened here on YouTube. So okay, you guys can just come on YouTube and tell us, your expertise, and you were able to collect this money through YouTube. But now you don't want this to be settled on YouTube. Are you serious right now? Guys, you guys see the hypocrisy? This is what a lot of the people do. Even in this quote-unquote Pan-Africanist space, when people say something about, so many people, they would say all these crazy things about Africans. But when Africans respond on YouTube, they're like, oh man, you guys should have done this behind the scene. Nah, you're doing it on YouTube. So we have to address this on YouTube. We all family, right? So why don't we talk about it where all the family is present at? But now you guys want to do this behind the scene. Sorry, buddy, that's not gonna happen. We're gonna settle this right here.
You move forward than talking about them, trying to say things about people which is not even clear to you. So I think that's very important. So that's why,
dude, we're only responding to what you guys put out on YouTube. For example, like this video right here. This is on YouTube here. So we're just breaking down you guys' own words. Your own words is kicking your ass. Plain and simple.
For me, like what I will always tell Juliet, is for her to focus into what she is doing. It's for her to focus of doing the positive vibes, which she has been doing, she's been known by every Gambian. Because since she came to Gambia, you've been seeing, how many people she's been interviewing. And the reason...
Oh yeah. Before Juliet came to Gambia, nobody was interviewing Gambians, right? Njeme is right. He's talking about Africa's unity, but he doesn't, give a damn about, our poor Gambia. That's absolutely true. Who does this guy think he is fooling? Who is he fooling? He's fooling himself. It's a disgrace to even, hear him talk about things he doesn't know. Let me say this in Wolof real quick. Mr. Jeng, hamgalala. No pill. Because so wahate lenen, danga gëna dugal sa boppa. Just yow noppil rek bul waxaati leneen. Because yow sa man xaw ma yow naka nga mun a nekkee teacher. Li moo tax Gambia du dem. Because façon nit yi ñoo nekk foofu di jàngal, quote unquote, jàngal xale yi. People, what I was saying in Wolof is, I'm telling him to sit down and be quiet. And I don't know how he became a teacher. People like him are the reason why Gambia can never progress. That's what I said in Wolof. So, just translation.
Why he is able to interview all these people, because they all realize, the Gambian people realize that what is happening. The blacks people realize, what is happening. I don't say maybe with the people who does not understand history, who does not understand what blacks have gone through, but anybody who understands what blacks have gone through, what we're going through.
So tell us, what do you know about what blacks went through? Amazing.
In the world, or around the world, or around the globe, you understand that Juliet is doing a very good thing. Trying to help people to come back into the motherland. That's a very good thing. So
yeah, she's doing a good thing. She wants people to come to the motherland, but the people that are trying to come, she is not giving them the lands they are paying for. So how can they come? They are trying to come back. So if you guys truly believe in this Pan Africanism, provide the land, okay?
I will just wish her good luck to do what she's doing.
One nation, one Africa.
People, I know you've heard exactly what our landed teacher had to say there. So from this point on, now that I have, laid out exactly all the process, what you need, to get a land over there in the Gambia. Now you got the blueprint. This is why it's so important, for people to come out and speak about their real experiences. Because, if not, examples like this, you've seen Blaxit putting out people like him to do the damage control. Do you think this is the only thing she put out? Let me read something here. Give me a second. Let me read you what she just posted. I'll read it to you. Okay, this guy said, Juliet is such a nice person, right? She is humble, she's laid back. She's not narcissistic at all. But let me read her post that she just posted. She's firing back at people. Listen to this. She said, gentle reminder, #Blaxit. She said, Blaxit is a hater-free zone. Now she's using that hater a lot. She said, if you are a hater, keep it moving. We will block haters from the channel and delete negative comments. We have decided that we will not watch or participate in negative content. Let's keep it positive. Leave haters to be haters. We know we have to integrate absolute truth with reality to be consciously functional in today's world. This is coming from Blaxit. So her movement, listen to this, yeah? She is a dictator. So this is an edict that she's putting out to all of, to all of us, pretty much, because all of us, because I guess we're in the opposite camp. So let me continue. She wants the haters to be left where they are. So we will do our best to share as much as possible with you. We have found that many people like to blur the boundaries to keep gossiping, conjecture, and insinuations. Incomplete stories appear as potential honesty. So she's doing all this posting, but she's not talking about what she's been accused of. However, discernment services services us well to distinguish between them. Oh, yeah. Now you want to talk about discernment. You should have exercised discernment when you came to the Negropeans channel. Instead of anger, you should have shown that you truly believe in discernment. But that's not what you did. So it would be very hard for me personally to believe in what you're saying here. She said, our mission is a very serious one, and we will not be misguided or sidetracked. We have to keep a way forward for our youth, our generations. We owe them that much. We have a moral and ethical obligation to create positive solutions and opportunities for them, whilst appreciating our cultures and preserving our African identity. This is what came from the Queen herself. You guys realize that, right? So, see, this is the post right here. Because I don't want people to think, I'm just like making this up, I know. This is making me laugh too, Yeah, this is what she's saying. She does not want any negative people. And when she says negative, you guys know what that means, right? You guys understand she's talking about people like me who are questioning exactly what she is doing. What she is doing is not a legit way of doing business. As you guys can hear from her Gambian minion, who, by the way, because this is not the first time I heard about Juliet bringing these people over at her place, giving them drinks and food. This is not somebody else. I'm talking a little birdie gave me the scoop that she brings even, some members of parliament, some guy named, last name Marong. Somebody mentioned him here in the chat. So this is a member of parliament that she brings over to her place, giving him food and drinks. And then from then on, this guy just goes along with whatever. I even had somebody telling me, oh, why do you want to talk about this? You shouldn't be talking about this, blah, blah, blah. But this individual said they're about the progress of Gambia, the unity, Gambians all uniting. Okay, fine. I'm with that. But this is what I told him. I said, all right, fine. You don't like talking about this type of things. It is your right. But me, also, I have the right to speak on these things, don't I? I said, you are exercising your right as a Gambian not to, talk about these things. But I also have a right as a Gambian to talk about this, about the situations that are going on in the Gambia. But this individual tells me not to talk about this, but they can go on this quote-unquote Pan Africanist channel, with no problem. They would go there and talk about, nonsense. But this is supposed to be Gambian issue. But now, why would you be afraid to come to the Afridamos report? Why? Is it because you're afraid of getting exposed? Because over here, I would ask you the real questions. You cannot pull the wool over my eyes like you do with, the black diasporans. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you right now, you have to realize as a diasporan, people are not against you. Us, as Gambians, as Africans, we're not against you. See, it had to take our input to be able to to break this open for you to see exactly what is going on. Because diasporans cannot. They won't be able to break down Mr. Jenks' way of thinking and what he is trying to say. Because a lot of people in the diaspora, unfortunately, they think, oh, they have this savior complex. She put a Gambian there. We cannot question it. Wrong. Isn't that how Harman Jallo is pulling his own scam over there? In fact, our next topic would be about that, because there's been new development. Because I watched a video by Renee Marcos, and she cleared a lot of things. And you guys would see when I break that down, you would agree that I didn't go hard on Harman or say anything that I shouldn't have said. And for the Gambians that made the comment that, Afridamo, since you're not the one giving him the money, you shouldn't say anything. Fine, I'm not the one giving him the money, but my job is to sensitize Gambians on what is going on. So if you don't want your case to be brought to the Afridamos report for analysis, do not put your actions on camera for people to send it to me, or for me to cruise down on this YouTube streets and bring it here to Gambians for analysis, for Gambians to see it, and for people that are interested in what is going on over there in the Gambia. This is why I'm here. That's the whole purpose of this. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone over the 2-hour mark, and this is bringing us to the end of the program here. If you're new here, please make sure you are subscribed, and hit the button so you can be notified. Because you guys know that the Afridamos report is the best when it comes to breaking down and analyzing, videos, when videos that are put out there, when people try to scam you, to do it in an honest manner. Because I get deep into not just the surface, into the mental level, how these people are thinking, the type of games they are trying to pull. So it's very important for you to subscribe and share to other people, like the video. I know some people like to criticize, but that's okay too. It's all part of our growth here. But at the end of the day, only the truth shall set us free. Only you and I can set the Gambian mind free, can set the black people mind free. All these people that are talking, do you see them doing any of this analysis on their Pan Africanist church? Do you see them doing this in their churches? I call it a church because it's like cultism. Because Juliet just gave out an edict that they're no longer going to be talking to people who disagree with them. That shows you that she is on the run. But this is not the end of it. We would definitely bring you the developments as we go. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this program. Have a good one.